This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Welcome to Gen Con again. We are looking at Nemo's War. Alan Emrich is going to help us out. He's going to show us how to play it. Let's go down to the board and check this one out.
Demo time. All right, Nemo's War is designed from the ground up as a pure solitaire game. Now we include in the box a co-op variant for up to 4 players. Okay. It's not like a co-op you've seen before, so it's kind of interesting. But let's talk about the solitaire game. You begin each game by choosing a motive, a narrative, and a story arc for your game. You can set the Nautilus to sail on anti-imperialism, explore, science, and war. Now, what these do is they don't change what you're doing in the game, they change the value for doing it. So you put this tile over here to remind you what the score is for doing different things. Here in war motive, you really want to sink warships because each warship you sink is worth 2 additional points. The game is a high score game. Essentially, you're trying to make 250 points to succeed by the end of the game. The game is roughly 25 turns long. You go through 1 card per turn, and somewhere in the bottom 5 is the finale. You're never quite sure when it's going to end.
So it can end anywhere between 20 and 25.
Right. Well, actually, it's between 23 and 27, so it's about 25 turns. So if you can rack up about 10 points a turn, you're on the right trajectory. Mm-hmm. We have this demo set for Explore mode. So instead of trying to sink warships, you want to kind of avoid warships. They're worth 1 point fewer, but now wonders and treasure are where it's at. Wonders and treasures. All right, the game's got 3 simple steps. Step 1, you reveal the next adventure card and count down the clock. Step 2, you're going to place some more ships on the board with these hidden ship tokens. Okay. And step 3, you're going to spend your actions and do what you want. All right, step 1.
Okay.
All right, the game is played in 3 acts. So this is Act 1, and it tells you how you set up the first act. Flavor text on this side, rules text on that side. We'll trust Jules Verne to get the flavor text right and go right to the rules text, shall we? All right, what you need to do is roll a die. The Nautilus is going to start in a random ocean each game.
Okay.
So roll a die. 4. The major oceans are all numbered. They're large and they're bright, and they have a number at the top, so you can find the major oceans real quick. You're going to start in the South Atlantic, okay? And the card says the game begins with your next adventure card. So now you're on.
Okay.
Okay, way to go. Nemo versus the shark. Jaws Wide Open is the name of a chapter in 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas. A lot of cards are named after chapters and can follow that bit of story. All right, Captain Nemo is underwater with his friends when the sharks arrive. He draws his dagger and goes mono a sharko. Okay, so put that down, and now you're going to learn what the game is all about.
No, that's
just right here for now. That's fine, so the camera can see. There's only one core mechanic in the game. It's called the test. Everything you do is pretty much a test. Mm-hmm. This card happens to say test on it. There are test cards, play cards, and keep cards. This is a test, so you're going to learn a test right now. The object of a test is to roll 2 dice and to get a value that's high. High numbers are always good, low numbers are always bad, but don't roll the dice yet. Okay. Because any fool can throw 2 dice and try and roll high.
And I'm a fool.
Strategy comes from how you pepper the dice with modifiers before you roll them.
Okay.
This little N allows you to exert a resource. Let me introduce you to the Nautilus. Aboard the Nautilus, you have 3 resources. You have the ship's hull, the ship's crew, and the ship's captain, Nemo. Mm-hmm. This test says you may exert, you may risk Captain Nemo to improve your chances of passing the test. You do that by going halfway down a point. This is losing a point, this is gaining a point, this is risking. Okay, that is exerting. If you exert Nemo, you will get a +2 die roll modifier. If you win, he's back. If you lose, he's down. If you get all the way down to the end, that's a defeat. Avoid that.
Yes.
The same for the crew and the hull. Got to keep your ship shape,
right,
as it were. All right, do you wish to risk Captain Nemo on this adventure for a +2 die modifier?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, Nemo's at risk. He needs an 8. Roll the 2 dice. Let's see how you did. All right, 7 + 2 is enough.
Yep.
You win.
Perfect.
So you get Nemo back. All right, now you have passed the test, so you read the pass result. You have a choice. You can P, which means put it in the pass pile and score the points at the end of the game. Hopefully at the end of the game you have a nice fat pass pile full of points and you're going to win. Or you can put it in the fail pile instead, not score the points, but gain a Nemo. Gaining Nemo is tough. You can always repair the ship, you can always rest the crew, but improving Nemo, that's up to the gods.
It's only 2 points. Let's gain a Nemo.
Gain a Nemo, he says. All right. So now you've done step 1, your action. Tick-tock, 1 turn is going. Step 2 is roll 2 dice, but you don't add them together. You look at them separately. Okay, you got a, oh, you're a genius. You got a 1 and a 6. That means
I've always said that.
you're going to place a ship token in Ocean 1
Right.
and one in Ocean 6.
Okay, so that would go here
There and there.
and then there.
And now you solve a quick math problem. What is the difference between 1 and 6? Okay, this is the tricky part. How many is the difference?
No, 6.
The difference.
5.
Good thing you've got a cameraman who can help you with that. So you're going to gain 5 actions. So you're going to max out. Okay? The difference between the dice for placement is how many actions you get each turn. That way you have hours of boredom on the ship punctuated by moments of terror, right? It's a real submarine trip. Now you got full speed ahead. Each turn represents roughly 2 weeks. So you're going to have a busy 2 weeks ahead of you. So now you get to
I
spend...
thought you meant the total.
No, it's cool. Now you get to spend your actions to do stuff. You'll notice that there's writing on the board.
Right.
There's writing on the board because I am lazy. I never want to have to pick up the rule book.
The rule book.
So all the reminders I need to play this game
It's right here.
are right in front of you. Also, you'll notice the ergonomics. Nothing is beyond your wingspan. If you stretch out your arms, you can reach everything in the game.
Yeah.
If you reach over, you can grab anything on the other side. No harm, no foul.
Brilliant.
Because I am lazy. All right?
Okay.
So you have 5 actions, and this is the list of things you can do. You can adventure, attack, incite, move, rest, repair, refit, and search for treasure. Because you're in explore mode, you want to search for treasure.
Right.
So look at where you are, the South Atlantic. There's a gemstone in the South Atlantic. That means there's treasure there to find. Find it, you should. But to find treasure, you must take a test. You're going to do a search action, costs 1 action, and now you take a search test. Search, rest, all of these are tests. The dice rolls are up here, 2 through 12. So it's not the dice rolls you need to make, because high is always good.
Right.
It's the modifiers. So what are the modifiers when you do a search test? Please read.
Yeah, I can see it. X for exerting any one ship resource.
So you can exert 1 resource for its modifier, plus 1.
Plus 1 for arcane library.
Now you don't have it, but it's right there available for purchase. You can get that later.
Okay.
And then minus.
Minus per revealed ship token.
Now this is a hidden ship token. It is not revealed, so you're in good shape.
Okay.
So right now, the only thing to worry about is, do you want to exert a resource to improve your search dice roll?
And let's see, suspect. Collect treasure, but...
Roll it, you want a 12.
You want a... Oh.
Always want a 12.
Want a 12.
Well, but if he's going to add something, then the 12 gets a lot easier to reach.
Now we can exert...
1 resource.
1 resource.
So plus 2, plus 3, or plus 2?
Plus 3.
Plus 3 for the crew. He says, risk the crew. Roll the dice, plus 3 at it. You're looking for that big 12, baby. 7 and 3 is?
10.
10. Let's
Got
look
that
at...
right.
Okay, let's look and see. 10. 9 to 11. Success. We get to convert this gemstone into 1 draw from the treasure bag. Let's see what treasure you discovered. Now there's a couple of cursed items in there. Don't draw one of those. All the rest is good stuff. So you want to keep your hand in there. Uh-oh. Now, whenever you see X, that means discard. What does this say?
Immediately X and draw 2 treasure tokens.
You hit the daily double, my friend. So this is discarded, and now you're drawing
Explores.
2 treasures from the treasure bag.
Okay. Uh-oh.
No, those are great.
Oh.
In addition
I
to
saw
being
red.
in addition to being normal treasures, these are special retained treasures. What they do is you can discard them to do a special thing or hold them to the end of the game for their value in victory points.
Okay.
We'll put these here with your other emergency resources that you can use at any time to alter the outcome in the game.
Unbelievable.
So now, what does this one allow you to do?
X for 1 free move action.
Okay, and what does that do?
X to gain 1 reroll.
Oh, a reroll. Oh, here, we'll give that to this guy. He's your reroll guy. So now you get 2 rerolls. That's excellent.
Oh, wow.
Of course, you're not going to roll bad, so what do
No,
you need rerolls for,
Just
right?
doesn't happen.
Okay, well, here you are in the Eastern Pacific. Another thing you might want to do is learn how to sink ships. You see, you want to keep the oceans tidy. If they fill up with warships, that's another way to lose. So let's see how to sink a ship, shall we?
Sure.
Okay, an attack action costs 1. Ding! So now you are going to fight this ship. But you can't fight a hidden ship token. You have to fight a revealed ship. So let's see who's home. All right, it is you versus the what is it?
Passenger.
Right, it's a passenger ship. Now, you'll notice all the ships are individually illustrated. You will never see the same ship twice. They have their vintage 1870 model look. The whole game is set for 1870. Combat for ships is 2 steps. First, they shoot at you, and then you ram them. Now, warships with a number in the top corner have guns. They shoot at you first.
Right.
This is a non-war ship, no guns. So you are going to ram it.
Okay.
It has a defense of 10. 10 on 2 dice is a pretty tall number.
Sure is.
So now let's look at the modifiers, shall we? You're making a stalk attack because I said so.
Right.
I'll teach you about bold attacks later. You're going to make a stalk attack that gives you a +1 modifier to sink the ship. You can also exert a resource. You can keep the foot on the gas for the crew if you want, for example, and get those modifiers. +1 if you have a strengthened prow, you don't, you have a hydro drive. And -1 if there's any warships escorting your target. There aren't.
All right.
So, do you wish to exert a resource?
Well, we're going to use the crew again.
Keep on the crew. So +3, +1 for stalking is +4 to make 10. Okay?
Got this.
You got this? +4 to make 10. Oh man.
I didn't even need it.
Easy peasy. So now this ship is sinking. First you look to see if there's any notoriety gain. That's bad. Notoriety is the negative resource. So
Okay.
now you've gone up to 2.
Okay.
If your notoriety increases, it adds nastier ships to the ship bag. So when you draw ships, the imperialists have got bigger stuff to come after you. If you reach this point on the notoriety track, you lose in explore mode. Science, explore, anti-imperialism, and war, those are the defeat conditions for becoming a pariah, and nobody wants to deal with you anymore. But right now you're only at 2. Life is good. All right, now you have another cool decision to make. Do you want to take that lost ship as tonnage or salvage? If you take it as tonnage, you're in the South Atlantic. It will fill up the first box in the South Atlantic. Additional ships you sink in the South Atlantic fill up that row. If you go around the world and you sink a ship in every ocean, it'll fill up this column.
And we'll give
But
you those
if you
points.
fill the column, you get Scourging of the Sea bonus points for the first column, the second, and so on. So, also when you put it as tonnage, you will score those victory points. This is what, a 2-pointer,
3-point.
3 points. So that's a nice juicy 3-point ship, good for tonnage. Or you can take it as salvage. If you take it as salvage, you forego the victory points and it goes up here on your salvage track where you can put up to 4 ships. By stripping the ship and making it salvage, it counts as 1 salvage point toward purchasing Nautilus upgrades. So now, tonnage or salvage?
Salvage.
He says salvage. He wants a Nautilus upgrade. Okay, you have 3 actions left. I would suggest moving and going to another ocean.
Okay.
Okay, moving is along connected blue lines, and each move is 1 action. Except you have the hydro drive. Here, hydro drive, all right? Which means for each time you move, you can move up to 2 spaces instead of just 1. The Nautilus is very nifty around here. So 2 spaces could take you to the European seas, the Indian Ocean, the North Atlantic. You have a lot of places you could go.
Oh, the Eastern Pacific.
He's going to spend 1 action and move to the Eastern Pacific. Do you want to search for that treasure?
Sure do.
How do we search for treasure?
Well, we utilize our crew.
You're going to risk the crew. Roll the dice and let's see how you did. You need that 12, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa. No, you can't. You can't keep that. That's tight. But
9 and 3 is
12.
12. Congratulations. That is a Eureka result. And you get to convert this not into 1 treasure draw, but 2 treasure draws.
2 treasures.
So
Nice little bag that shows you where the treasures are.
that's right. Now let's see what you found.
All right.
Okay, this is money in the bank, and so is that. The average draw, money in the bank goes here, collected treasures. The average draw is a 3, so you got a 3 and a 4. You're doing great. And each one of those, as you can see, is worth 1 bonus victory point at the end. So you can think of that as a 4 and that as a 5 in terms of victory points. So that was a great draw. That's like a whole turn's worth of action right there.
Right.
All right. You moved. You searched for treasure. You have 1 left. You can save a maximum of 1 between turns, or you can spend it. Why not save it and let's see what happens?
Yeah, let's save it.
All right. So now it's your turn. The beautiful thing about a solitaire game is it's always your turn.
Yeah.
All right.
no
Now this is a
downtime.
keep card, which means you're going to add it to your tableau. This is a side quest, you might think, a separate adventure. The Arabian Tunnel works this way. Right now, they're about to open the Suez Canal. They're going to finish it in this year of 1870, and it'll be open in 1871. You can't go through the Suez Canal because, hey, you're the Nautilus, and they wouldn't be happy sending you through there. But Nemo knows of an Arabian Tunnel, and he can go underwater through the Suez Canal. This adventure allows you to move between these 2, and if you do, you change the board so that becomes a connected sea zone, and you will score all of these points by doing so. 1 for the adventure, and the science is worth 4 per science.
Oh, wow.
So that's a great card to play. So you keep that handy, and remember that you got to move between these 2 oceans. So put that on your bucket list. All right, so that was your draw. Now roll 2 dice and put more ships on the board. 1 and 4, good roll, good roll. Put it 1 in Ocean 1 and 1 in Ocean 4,
Got another one back there?
right? And the difference between 1 and 4 is
3.
3. He's got it right. 1, 2, 3 more actions. What do you want to do?
Well, attacking ships don't get us anything.
Sure they do if you take them as tonnage.
Yes.
If you take them as salvage, they get you another point toward upgrade.
Let's attack here.
Okay, 1 for an attack. You're going to make another stalk attack. Stalk is what you do when there's only 1 ship in the ocean. Okay, who's home? Oh, it's a warship.
It's all right.
Okay, but it's a nice small frigate. Easy. Step 1, it shoots at you. Step 2, you shoot at it. Step 1, it shoots at you. High numbers are always good. Low numbers are always bad. If you roll a 7 or higher, it misses. If you roll below a 7, it hits.
All right.
Let's see what you roll.
Okay, so it's no modifiers.
No modifiers. Okay, 11. Boy, they missed by a mile. They never saw it coming. Nice die rolling. Okay, now you do the usual thing to shoot the ship.
Crew.
The crew and stalk. So you have +4 to make 10. Uh-oh. +4 to make 10. 4 and 4 is 8. You missed by 2. Okay, now there's 2 ways to handle this. 1 is to take your lumps. 2 is to look for an emergency resource that could help you. Now, it's pretty early in the game, and the acts get more and more intense.
Yeah.
You might want to just take your lumps and save your resources for further danger down the road.
When you use these, you just turn them over?
You turn them over.
Yep.
It's a 1 per game deal. And they're worth points right now that you're giving up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Why don't you
No, I'm
just
gonna
take your
my
lumps? Okay, you take your lumps by doing this. You lose what you risked,
Yep.
and you gain 1 notoriety automatically because that ship's going to go into port and tell tales about you. And, well, it's also laughing at you,
Yeah,
but, you know.
they're laughing at me.
So you got 1 notoriety for that. All right, but you still have a bunch of actions left. You want to try again?
Yeah,
All right, this time for sure.
I got him.
So first it shoots at you. You
Okay.
try and roll 7 or better so it'll miss. Okay, it hit you. So now here's what happens if you're hit. When a ship hits you, you look at the lowest numbered die. It's going to do that many hits. So you're going to get 2 hits. So for each hit, roll a die and we'll see what you're going to lose.
Okay.
First hit is a 1, you lost to Nemo.
It's all right.
Second
That's where we
hit.
were.
You lost 2 Nemo. Okay, this is now Nemo the one-armed fighting for the rest of the game. He just got murderized by this ship. But now it's revenge time.
Oh, sure.
Payback. So 10 plus stock plus the crew.
Crew.
So plus 4 to make 10. This time for sure.
Got it.
Presto. Okay, you gain 1 notoriety for sinking her. And now tonnage or salvage. How many points is she worth?
She's worth 2.
2 warship points, so she's only worth 1 at the end of the game. But it's good to get your ticket stamp too on these things.
Yeah, that's true too.
Well, but yeah, go ahead and salvage it.
yeah, I'm gonna salvage it.
Yeah, you got 2 actions left. To refit the Nautilus and put a new feature on costs 2 actions.
All right, let's do that.
You want to upgrade?
Yep.
All right. So you're going to spend your last 2 actions, and now you get to do a refit test because everything is a test, right?
Right.
So what are the modifiers?
Okay. X for exerting any one ship resource.
Okay. You got the crew on hold, but we'll.
Yep. That's all right.
What else?
X for any one spent treasure token.
Now, you can discard a treasure, such as this, throw it in the discard pile. You're not going to score it, but it'll give you another +3 on your dice roll.
Nah.
You can invest money in the Nautilus.
And -1 if any warships are present.
Nope,
No,
you're
we're
good.
We're just gonna go with the +3.
+3
I'm gonna roll
to
high.
refit the Nautilus, he
Yep.
says. Let's see how that goes.
8.
8 and 3 is?
11.
Okay, that allows you to gain 1 upgrade. You have 2 salvage points, so you can buy either of these top 2 items.
Arcane library.
He says the Arcane Library. Your ship tokens are now discarded, so we'll put them over here in the discard pile.
Okay.
You now have the Arcane Library. What that does is it's going to score 7 points at the end of the game for being a wonder, but it'll also add 1 to your search rolls and your incitement rolls if you try to incite. All right, you are now out of points, and guess what? It's your turn.
All right. Oops. Put it right there.
This is a play card, so you just do it.
Okay.
A frigate's demise. What you're going to do is you're going to get the black frigate. It appears in your ocean, and you make a mandatory stock attack against it.
That's what we got to do.
That's what you got to do.
All right. So it's 6
So
against
first,
us.
it shoots at you.
Okay.
Try and not roll 2 2s. Okay, well, it hit you, but the lowest roll is a 1. So
Yep.
you only take 1 ding.
Okay.
So let's see where they dinged you. They hit Nemo again.
Nemo's taking some
Now,
shots.
let me tell you something about Nemo. He's only a +2 modifier until he starts getting crazy. And then he becomes a +3 modifier. So he actually gets better
He gets
the
better as
crazier he
crazier
gets.
he
Okay?
That's what I like.
And now for that 9, you got a stock and the crew again?
Yeah.
Okay, +4 to make 9. Genius. No notoriety gain, tonnage or salvage.
Tonnage. So it would go in the eastern.
Eastern Pacific, right. All right.
That's it.
That well, there's other
Yeah,
actions and things,
I
but
mean, this is just.
you get the idea of how the game plays now.
Yeah. Let's take it on top.
Pretty wild.
This is amazing. This is the most amazing game I've seen at this convention. I love solo games, but you could play a co-op too. Alan, I can't thank you enough for taking the
It was
time
great.
with this masterpiece.
Okay. Now
And-
remember, roll high.
Roll high,
Roll high.
something I don't do very well.
there you go.
But this is sold out, but I'm telling you, it's going to be available again.
At the end of August is when it'll be in stores. but if you see it in a store, don't let it collect dust. I don't think we printed enough.
No, I'm not. I'm going to make sure I get one at the end of August because you're going to be seeing this live on the channel. This is fantastic. Alan, again, thank you so
My
much.
pleasure. My pleasure.
Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.